Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel, Soul Journey. My name is Becca Himza, and today I just wanted to do a short video about why I feel daily spiritual practice is so crucial. And I feel that daily spiritual practice is great for evolving. It's great for getting to know yourself. There's a lot of amazing reasons, but the reason I wanted to talk about today is why creating a habit of spiritual practice is so important when it comes to mental health and moving through the seasons of your life. Oftentimes when we are in a hard spot and we haven't made our practice a habit, we can go for ages without checking in with ourselves, and we can go for ages without stepping into a space that's really healing and integrative. And so I feel one of the most important reasons to do spiritual practice is because it's the spiritual practice that is going to pull you out of those really low points when they happen. And oftentimes if we haven't made it a habit, we just don't even think to do it because you're not feeling motivated. You're not feeling in a space where you feel like you can do those things. But if you've created the habit of journaling, pulling cards, yoga, meditation, whatever your spiritual practice is, if you've made a habit of practicing those things, it's going to help ground you, and it's going to make those ups and downs way less hectic, and you're going to find that you stay more centered. So in the first place, you might not have as many of those dips, but when you do, you will easily get pulled out of them because journaling helps with depression and processing what's going on. Tarot, an oracle really help with giving you clarity. Oftentimes we're depressed because we're not really aware of why we're off the path. And also I find depression is a direct link to being so far off the path that all we can feel are these like negative emotions. And oftentimes we try to numb those things, and oftentimes we try to numb the uncomfortable feelings, whether it's obsessing over something else, pushing through it, drugging ourselves, numbing ourselves with whatever our personal addiction is. But really, depression and things like that are there to be like, you are so far off the path that you are so far from your true essence and your, as Abraham would say, like the vortex, or Teal would say, your highest aspect. You're so far away from it. That's why it's so uncomfortable. It's like you're literally ripping yourself apart. So if we have a daily spiritual practice, we are coming back into alignment with that spirit aspect of ourselves so often. And this isn't saying that that spirit aspect is more important. The physical and the spiritual are two halves of a very important whole. And it is one whole. We're perceiving it as different, but it is two, yin and yang aspects to the physical experience. And so if we can be present with our authentic vibration, if we can tap into that, journaling is really good for that because it's easy to process through the emotions and get it out and like release that without having it sit in the body for too long, because that's where discomfort comes from. It's where sickness comes from. It's where mental confusion and fog come from. It's those trapped emotions and us like holding them in our body, and that's where stress comes from, and that's eventually where disease comes from. So if we have a daily practice of processing that out, getting clarity, writing in our journal, physical movement is so important because it moves the hormones and the chemicals in our body. Is chemicals the right word? Just all the stuff, because disease and depression comes from stagnant energy in the body. And so if we're constantly, oh, I see a beautiful spider. I love that. Thank you, spider. It's really helping us process it out. Also, I have the Magic of I Planner, which really helps with understanding the energy of each day. And when I check into that, I can really be like, oh, like there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing, this makes sense that I would be processing through this. And sometimes that clarity is hugely important for not being judging myself for where I'm at, or, maybe directing my energy in a different way that day. And so often our mental health comes from us judging ourselves, or plowing through a certain energy that really doesn't like line up with like the collective energy, and we're really fighting against ourselves. So these check-ins, mantra work, all these things really helps to align you back in to that center frequency, and it really helps to process out those emotions. And so often disease and mental health come from ignoring those things for so long that they start really manifesting into our physical. And so I feel that if you make a habit in the good spaces of that spiritual practice, and it really can be whatever resonates with you. Some people it's movement, some people it's writing, some people it's reading. So it's really just like daily focused on aligning yourself. When you're in those bad spaces, it will almost be like second nature to get into that, and you'll start processing out that energy that has stayed stagnant, and it's just going to move you through those spaces faster. It's going to give you clarity. It's going to help you grow from whatever that lesson is faster, and you'll be able to move into a higher vibration quicker, and you'll be able to come into a space of peace, because that will be your natural habit to come back to that. And that's so, so important. This could be inner child work. This could be playing with your stuffed animals, if that's what you do for your inner child work. This could be gardening. Whatever it is that brings you back to center and grounds you is so, so important. And so I just wanted to offer that. I have been going through, I burned myself the other day, and I just realized it's actually like made a mark. I've been going through a really expansive, soul-searching shadow work time, and I really, kind of nosedived into some deep depression and anxiety there for a good week, and my daily practice is what pulled me out of it, and I am so grateful for that. And your daily practice can be different each day. Like, I have a list of things that I do try to hit most of them each day. If I don't judge myself. Some days I'm feeling more into it than others, but I do try to at least check into one or two of them a day, just to make sure. And so sometimes that's really good to have your spiritual practice have many things, so that you can kind of have all these tools that you can kind of reach out to depending on what you're feeling like. And I do try to check in with those every day, and it has been, not to be dramatic, but on a level life-saving, because these last few weeks have been really intense and expansive, and I've learned so much, but so much of that was me processing through the uncomfortable feelings consciously and intentionally. And it'll also be good to look back, especially with journaling. That's really, really helpful. And so I'm really glad that I dedicated to that. And so as I get more and more present with that need to have that check-in time with myself and my guides, and my get back in touch with myself, I'm just realizing it's so vital to my experience each day. And as I prioritize that, it's just, and depending on your schedule, and self-love sometimes dictates us rearranging our schedule, but your self-love practice could be 10 minutes. It could be 2 hours. It could be 5 hours, depending on, if you work for yourself and you don't need to do that much every day, just whatever it is. The consistency is key, because when you get into that space where you're not as feeling it, if it's the habit, you'll just be pulling out my journal. And some days when I just feel, I don't want to write about what's going on, I don't want to think about it. If I just even write in my journal, I don't want to talk about what I'm feeling today, oftentimes there ends up being a because. And then it kind of takes me into it. And then, 10 pages later, I've written it all out. And so it's super healing. So I just wanted to offer that. I know recently I said that I was going to do a video talking about what I do for my spiritual practice, actually take you through it. And I am planning on doing that. I'm excited to do that. A lot of people said they were interested. So I will be doing that in the future. So if you are interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And comment down below if you would like to see that, because I will definitely put it higher up on the list. I've got a bunch of things I want to do. So, but as I always say, my self-love practice comes first, and a lot has been going on. So first and foremost is my personal practice and my personal journey. And then as I feel led and guided and, have that intuition and desire to share, when I'm in, the right space for it, I feel like that's where my best content comes from. So that's when I will share, what's going on with that. Thank you guys so much for the response around the most recent channeling videos. It's been really awesome to see all your comments. If you haven't seen those, definitely check them out. And if you have any questions for any of the councils, I have, comment them. I am going to be doing a question and answer session with the Galactic Council of Light. If you have questions for a certain council that you've seen me channel, definitely you can comment it or whatever. But I typically it's the Galactic Council of Light who answers the questions, but the Feline Council comes through too. And so I'm actually having John Michael, he'll be reading those questions so they can respond to them. I know it's been a few months since they said we'll answer some questions, but we've been trying to consolidate enough questions for a video. And then I'm hoping to be doing some channeling sessions with some of my soul family. So if they'll have questions, and oftentimes I find when there's a dialogue, even more comes through, and it's really exciting. So if you have questions for the council, definitely comment them down below. Yeah, and let me know if you want to see more of this content. I have a different background right now because we are redoing our house, and or I'm redoing my house. It's kind of my current self-love 2020 practice, and the spirit room is just full of stuff that we're working on getting rid of and reorganizing, so I'm not even able to get in there right now, but that's okay because I'm really enjoying my other spaces. And so this is actually my bedroom. So we'll probably be in here for a little bit, but hopefully the spirit room will come along. And yeah, I'm also doing a no buy or a shopping buying fast while I am, I've kind of given myself the parameters of until the apartment's where I want it, in a livable, fully created space, I am doing a buying and shopping fast. So I'm really excited. I got something that I was really excited about getting last week, and I said, okay, that's I've been shopping a lot, just because my abundance has been coming in, just because a lot is going on. But I also have had a shopaholic problem most of my life, and oftentimes when things are kind of hectic, I tend to kind of do a bit of shop therapy. I am a Taurus. It does make me feel good in the moment, but then it also brings anxiety. So as I'm focusing more on my inner self and not filling those voids with just numbing things, but really getting deep into them, I've decided that I am going to give myself a little break from that, and that feels really good. So on the Taurus Babe, I will be doing an unboxing of that thing I got. I'm so freaking excited. I can't believe I got it. And then I'm going to just be doing more lifestyle stuff on there for a little bit. And if you haven't checked out my new channel, Taurus Babe, you can check it out in the description down below. I do have a second channel for more lifestyle stuff. I talk about veganism, vegan products, sustainable living, living fully and in that yummy, delicious, high quality stuff, but also sustainably and mindfully. So that's really important to me. So anyway, I know this was kind of started off as spiritual practice, but I haven't really feel I've come on here in a little while and just, this is where I'm at. So, but my spiritual practice is where I'm at. That it's my thing. And my spiritual practice, the way I've lined it out, it kind of takes me through my day. It's I have very intentional practice in the morning, or at least most mornings. But I am now living so much more intentionally with once I get out of that spiritual practice, that also after what I have lined out for my spiritual practice, I kind of have do this for half an hour, make sure this gets in. And it's really about the mental mindset, about being mindful in each moment, and creating the energy and the experience you want around doing the dishes or doing the laundry, or seeing it as the opportunity to do these things, because we are so blessed. And each moment, it can be magical if you decide to see it that way. And there's pretty much things to marvel at in every moment. So I've been really enjoying that. So yeah, if you guys want to see my full video of like what my spiritual practice is, definitely comment down below, and I will work on that. And I'm excited to share that with you. So thank you guys so much for watching. It was nice checking in with you. I've been loving all the comments, and just, you know, our little community is growing, and it's very exciting. So thank you for seeing me, and I love seeing your comments and your journey. I'm really starting to see like reoccurring people commenting, and that's been really lovely. I'm loving getting to know you and following you on your journey, so that's really cool. If you would like to check out my other platforms where I have other parts of my journey, all of that is in the description down below, along with my Etsy shop where I do personal tarot readings and have other magical soul journey tools that you can partake in. And there's going to be some new stuff coming there as well in the next month or so, so I'm really excited. So definitely, if you're on Etsy, follow the page because new stuff will be coming as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. You're such a blessing. As I've been diving deeper into myself, it's been so amazing to also feel more open to others and enjoying that beautiful space and just like opening up to the collective experience. And so I've been really enjoying engaging with you guys. It's been really beautiful. So definitely keep commenting. I love seeing you guys, and yeah, follow me on my other social media platforms so we can stay connected on all the things. So many blessings, you guys. Namaste. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey.